On tonight's sleep story, fall asleep gently as you join Boo the cat, opening a hidden doorway that reveals an enchanted mushroom forest where a quiet fairy village sleeps deeply. This is Shelley with Under Moon and Stars Sleep Stories. Thank you for listening tonight. Hidden behind the dining room curtain stands a small wooden door, barely peeking out, that wasn't there yesterday. It's not a large door. In fact, most people would walk past it without noticing it at all. The curtain hangs in gentle folds before it, and the shadows of the sleeping house gather quietly around its frame. But Boo notices. He has noticed for quite some time, discovered during his nightly perimeter check. The fluffy tuxedo cat sits in the darkness, his white paws tucked neatly beneath him, his matcha green eyes fixed on the narrow strip of golden light shining from beneath the door. The rest of the house sleeps. The refrigerator hums softly in the kitchen. A distant clock measures the passing of the night, one quiet second at a time. Moonlight pools silver across the floorboards. Yet beneath this little door, a different light glows. Not bright, not demanding, just enough to suggest that something exists on the other side. Boo's whiskers twitch. He leans forward. The scent drifting from beneath the door is unlike anything he encounters during his nightly patrols through the house. It carries traces of moss dampened by evening dew, wildflowers opening beneath the moonlight, fresh earth after rain, the faint sweetness of something impossible to name. Boo rises and takes several careful steps closer. His nose hovers near the gap beneath the door. He sniffs once, then again. The scent remains. The mysterious fragrance seems to drift from somewhere very far away and very close at the same time. His ears rotate forward, listening. The house remains quiet, yet perhaps there's another sound. Something so faint that it almost disappears before it can be heard. A distant rustling, a whisper of leaves, the soft murmur of a place that should not exist beyond a dining room wall. Boo studies the door. The wood is dark and smooth with age. Tiny swirls and patterns twist through the grain, like rivers winding across a map. A brass latch catches the moonlight. The metal gleams softly, as though someone polished it recently, or perhaps as though it never gathers dust at all. The little cat circles once around the curtain. He investigates every corner. He peers behind the fabric. He examines the hinges. Everything appears ordinary. And yet the golden light continues to glow beneath the threshold, patient, steady, waiting. Boo settles back onto his haunches. For a time, he simply watches. Cats understand something many creatures forget. Not every mystery needs to be solved immediately. Sometimes it's enough to sit beside it, to observe, to wonder, to remain curious. The curtain stirs almost imperceptibly, perhaps from a current of air, perhaps from something else. The movement reveals a little more of the door, and Boo's eyes widen. His tail gives a slow sweep across the floor. He rises once more. This time, he places a single white paw against the wood. Nothing happens. The door remains closed. The golden light remains exactly as it was. Boo withdraws his paw. He doesn't know how to open doors quite yet. He considers. His humans are asleep, and the dog is upside down with serious do not disturb vibes emanating from him. This is something Boo must investigate on his own. After another thoughtful moment, he stretches in his most contemplative pose. His front paws reach forward. His back arches gently, then reaches out again. Both paws in fast succession scraping at the door. One paw brushes against the brass latch. A tiny sound follows. Click. Boo freezes. The house remains asleep. The clock continues ticking. Moonlight continues spilling across the floor. Yet something has changed. The latch has moved. Only slightly, but enough. The golden line beneath the door brightens. A cool breeze slips through the narrow opening. The air smells of moonflowers and moss, of distant ponds and creeks, of rain-washed stone pathways, of forests and fungi untouched by daylight. Slowly, almost shyly, the door begins to open. The gap widens no more than a few inches at first, then a little farther. Golden light spills across the floorboards, soft and warm. Boo steps forward. His whiskers cross the threshold first, then his nose, then one careful paw. Beyond the doorway, the dining room disappears. The familiar walls fall away. The sleeping house grows distant. And waiting on the other side is a forest. Not an ordinary forest. A forest where mushrooms tower like ancient trees, colors glow softly from within, where winding paths disappear into velvet darkness and silver mist. Boo pauses at the threshold. His eyes reflect 100 shades of emerald, sapphire, violet, and gold. The night beyond the door stretches farther than he can see. And somewhere, deep within that luminous forest, hidden among the giant mushrooms and drifting lights, a path waits quietly to be discovered. Boo remains at the threshold for several long moments. A breeze of cool air washes over him. The forest beyond is unlike anything he has ever seen. The mushrooms are enormous. Some rise as tall as houses. Others tower even higher, their broad caps disappearing into layers of glowing mist overhead. Their stems shimmer with subtle colors that shift whenever the light touches them. Emerald fades into sapphire. Sapphire melts into violet. Violet glows softly at the edges with silver and gold. The entire forest seems illuminated from within. Not brightly, not enough to chase away the darkness, just enough to make the darkness beautiful. Tiny lights drift lazily through the air. At first they resemble fireflies, then floating stars, then something else entirely. Glowing spores released from the giant mushrooms high above. They drift downward in slow spirals, carried by currents too gentle to feel. Boo watches one settle briefly upon his nose. For a moment it glows like a tiny lantern. Then it drifts away once more. Ahead, a narrow path winds through the forest. The stones beneath it gleam faintly, as though moonlight has somehow soaked into them over many years. The path curves over the landscape between towering mushroom stems. Beyond the first bend, only mystery remains. Boo takes a careful step forward, then another. The moss beneath his paws feels softer than any carpet in this house. It feels less like walking on ground and more like moving across something that is quietly alive, but entirely at rest. Thick cushions of emerald green spread across the forest floor, dotted here and there with clusters of tiny mushrooms no larger than acorns. Some glow pale blue, others glow amber. A few shine with the gentle pink of sun-setting clouds. As Boo walks, The forest seems to wake just enough to acknowledge his presence, the way a sleeping cat might open one eye before drifting comfortably back to sleep. The giant mushrooms hum with quiet color. The drifting spores continue their slow dance. Far overhead, leaves rustle softly. Or perhaps they're not leaves at all. It's difficult to tell. Many of the plants growing here resemble things from the ordinary world, only at first glance. Flowers bloom with petals that appear woven from moonlight. Fern fronds curl into elegant spirals that glow faintly along their edges. Silver vines climb the mushroom stems, disappearing into the darkness far above. Everywhere Boo looks, there's something new to discover. A cluster of crystal droplets hanging beneath a cap. A patch of luminous moss spreading across a fallen log. A tiny bridge no wider than a ribbon crossing a narrow stream. The stream itself glows softly beneath the surface. Its waters carry scattered reflections of every color in the forest. Boo pauses beside it. The water moves so slowly that it almost appears still. One drifting spore lands upon the surface, and gentle rings spread outward. The reflections shimmer, then settle once again. The little cat sits beside the stream for a time, watching, listening. The forest speaks in quiet ways, in the rustle of distant leaves, in the soft drip of water, in the whisper of spores drifting through the night air. Boo blinks slowly. His tail curls around his paws. The forest feels ancient. Not old in the way that things wear out, but old in the way that stars are old. As though it has existed quietly for a very long time, waiting beyond a door few ever notice. There's a rhythm here, a slow breathing pattern to the world. In, out, dark, light, near, far. Eventually, Boo rises once more. The glowing path curves gently ahead. Beyond the next bend, warm golden lights flicker softly between the mushroom stems. Tiny lights, steady lights, as though a small village sleeps somewhere deeper within the forest. Curious as ever, Boo follows the winding path toward them. The warm lights grow clearer as Boo follows the path. At first, they appear only as scattered points of amber floating between the towering mushroom stems. Then, Little by little, shapes begin to emerge around them. Rounded rooftops, curved windows, tiny chimneys. The forest opens gently, revealing a tiny fairy village nestled among the roots of the giant mushrooms. Everything is asleep. Everyone is asleep. The cottages seem to have grown directly from the forest floor. Some are built into the bases of enormous mushroom stems. Others rest beneath broad caps that arch overhead like natural roofs. Soft moss carpets every pathway. Flowering vines curl around door frames. Tiny lanterns hang from shepherd's hooks fashioned from silver branches. Their warm golden glow spills across the cobblestones in quiet pools of light. Boo pauses at the edge of the village. His ears rotate forward, listening. Nothing stirs. No voices drift through the night. No doors open. No footsteps approach. The entire village rests beneath a gentle hush that settles over certain places long after bedtime. A thin ribbon of chimney smoke rises from one cottage and disappears into the night. Another chimney releases a faint scent of cinnamon and honey. The fragrance drifts lazily through the cool forest air. Comforting, familiar somehow, as though warm kitchens and fresh bread smell the same, no matter which world they belong to. Boo steps onto the cobblestone path. The stones are smooth beneath his paws, worn by countless journeys made long before tonight. The path winds between cottages no taller than a dining room chair. Round wooden doors sit nestled beneath tiny porches. Circular windows glow softly behind lace curtains. Beside one doorway stands a collection of miniature rain boots, no larger than acorns. They're lined up neatly, waiting for morning. Another cottage has a tiny wheelbarrow resting beside a garden fence. Moonflowers climb the fence rails, their silver white blossoms opening wide beneath the night sky. A watering can sits nearby, half hidden among the flowers, waiting quietly for another day. The village feels lived in, not busy, not abandoned, simply paused, like a story resting between pages. Boo continues deeper along the winding lane. A small footbridge crosses a narrow stream that threads its way through the village. The bridge is covered in moss so soft and thick that it appears woven from velvet. Below, the water glows faintly as it slips over smooth stones. The reflections of lantern light stretch and shimmer across its surface. For a moment, Boo pauses in the center of the bridge. The village glows around him. Golden windows, silver smoke, flower-filled gardens. The towering mushroom forests standing watch all around. Beyond the village, more paths disappear into the darkness. Some curve between clusters of cottages. Others vanish beneath glowing arches of mushroom stems. Still, others wander into parts of the forest hidden from view. Boo watches one such path disappear around a distant bend. There's something comforting about not seeing where it leads. The village doesn't reveal everything at once. Neither does the forest. Neither does life. Some places unfold gradually. A bend in the path. A door of possibilities quietly opening. A hidden garden waiting beyond a wall of flowers. The night seems full of such discoveries. Not hidden exactly, simply waiting until the moment someone happens upon them. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves overhead. Lanterns sway slightly. The golden reflections in the windows flicker. For just a moment, the entire village seems to glow a little brighter. Then everything settles once more. Ahead, nestled between two cottages, a warm fragrance drifts into the lane. The scent curls through the cool night air and follows the path toward a small building farther ahead. Its windows glow. Its chimney releases the faintest thread of smoke. And on the windowsill, barely visible in the lantern light, rests a row of perfectly golden loaves cooling beneath linen cloths. Curious as ever, Boo follows the wonderful scent toward the sleeping bakery. The scent grows stronger as Boo approaches. Fresh bread, warm honey, sweet berries. The fragrance drifts through the sleeping village like a gentle invitation. Soon he arrives at the small bakery, tucked beneath the curved cap of an enormous mushroom. The mushroom itself glows softly from within, bathing the little building in shades of amber and gold. Its rounded windows shine warmly against the cool blues and violets of the surrounding forest. A painted wooden sign hangs above the door. It sways almost imperceptibly in the night breeze. Tiny carved wheat stalks decorate its edges. Boo pauses beside it. The bakery is quiet. The ovens have long since cooled. The fairy bakers are undoubtedly asleep in some cozy little room nearby, wings tucked under cozy blankets stuffed with dandelion fluff. And yet the building feels wonderfully alive, not with movement, with care. The sort of care that lingers long after the work itself is finished. A basket sits beside the front door. Several small loaves rest inside, beneath a neatly folded cloth. Their golden crusts catch the lantern light. One loaf is braided. Another is shaped like a flower. A third resembles a tiny crescent moon. Boo sniffs curiously at the basket before continuing toward the window. The windowsill is wide and smooth, worn by years of use. Upon it rests a collection of cooling pastries. Berry tarts gleam like polished jewels. Honey buns sit nestled together beneath a linen towel. A row of tiny cakes dusted with powdered sugar waits patiently for morning. The sweetness drifting from them fills the air, just enough to make the night feel welcoming. Through the glass, Boo can see the bakery itself. Copper pots hang from wooden beams overhead. Shelves line the walls from floor to ceiling. Jars filled with flour, sugar, dried berries, and fragrant herbs stand neatly arranged upon them. Everything's tidy. Everything's in its place. Near the back of the room rests a long wooden table. Several rounds of dough sit beneath cloth coverings, waiting. The dough rises quietly in the warmth of the room, transforming while no one watches, becoming something more than it was before. A small lantern glows on one corner of the table. Its flame flickers softly, steady, patient. Boo watches for a time. The room seems suspended between yesterday's work and tomorrow's beginnings. Nothing needs to happen right now. The bread will finish rising. Morning will eventually arrive. The bakers will awaken when they're ready. Some things don't need to be rushed. They unfold in their own time. The gentle breeze drifts through the village. The scent of cinnamon follows it. Boo's whiskers twitch. Following the fragrance, he notices a second window farther along the building. This one reveals a smaller room, a cozy room, a place where the bakers themselves seem to rest. Tiny teacups hang from hooks above a stone sink. Aprons dry beside the hearth. A stack of recipe books sits upon a shelf. One has fallen open. Its pages glow softly in the lantern light. The handwriting inside is small and elegant. Notes fill the margins, little reminders, tiny adjustments. Recipes perfected over many seasons. Outside the bakery, the cobblestone path continues deeper into the village. The lanterns ahead glow softly beneath flowering vines. Beyond them, more cottages wait. More gardens, more hidden corners, more discoveries. The forest seems larger now than it did when he first stepped through the door. Not because it's grown, but because each new place on his path reveals another beyond it. A world of possibilities. The path bends gently around the bakery and disappears behind a cluster of moonflower-covered fences. Boo gives the glowing window one last glance. Then he pads quietly onward. The sleeping village continues to unfold around him, one gentle wonder at a time. As Boo follows the cobblestone path as it curves away from the bakery, the warm scent of bread gradually fades behind him. Ahead, the village grows even stiller, and the cottages become fewer. The lanterns hang farther apart. Even the glowing windows seem softer here, as though this part of the village has settled into a deeper sleep. Flowers climb along low stone walls. Their pale blossoms shimmer beneath the lantern light. A narrow pathway branches away from the main lane. At first, Boo almost misses it. The path is little more than a ribbon of smooth stone winding between flowering hedges. It disappears around a gentle bend, and curious, Boo follows. The farther he walks, the quieter the world becomes. The distant stream becomes a whisper. The lanterns become scattered stars among the flowers. Soon, the path opens into a small clearing. Nestled beneath a cluster of towering mushrooms stands a tiny tea house. Its roof curves gently beneath a canopy of silver vines. Round windows glow with warm light. A small wooden sign hangs beside the door. Upon it is painted a steaming teacup surrounded by moonflowers. Everything about the little building feels welcoming. Not grand, not important, simply peaceful, as though it spent many years quietly waiting beside the path. Boo approaches the nearest window. Inside the tea house rests in perfect stillness. Small tables stand neatly arranged across the room. Tiny chairs waiting patiently beside them. Delicate teacups sit upon polished wooden shelves. Each cup appears slightly different from the next. Some are painted with stars, others with flowers. A few shimmer with tiny flecks of silver that catch the lantern light. Behind the counter stands a collection of glass jars. Boo can't read the handwritten labels, but their contents glow softly through the glass. Dried moonflowers, silver mint leaves, lavender blossoms, golden chamomile, bundles of herbs gathered from somewhere deep within this enchanted forest. The air outside carries the faint fragrance of them all, calming, gentle, familiar in a way that's difficult to explain. A kettle rests upon the stove. Its fire has burned low. Only a few glowing embers remain. Their soft orange light flickers across the room. The tea house feels as though someone has only recently stepped away. Not abandoned, simply resting until morning. Boo continues around the building. Behind it lies a small garden enclosed by a curved stone wall. Moonflowers bloom among patches of silver moss. Tiny lanterns hang from shepherd's hooks shaped like curling fern fronds. Most have gone dark for the night. A few still glow softly. Their reflections shimmer in a shallow stone basin filled with rainwater. Boo peers into the basin. The surface reflects the stars overhead, the lanterns, the giant mushroom caps. For a moment, it seems to hold an entire second sky. The little cat sits beside it. His tail curls neatly around his paws. The garden is so peaceful that even the drifting spores appear to move more slowly here. Some places reveal themselves immediately. Others wait quietly beyond a bend in the path. A hidden garden, a forgotten doorway, an unexpected opportunity. A tea house tucked beneath glowing mushrooms. The world is often larger than it first appears. Not because new things suddenly arrive, because there's always more waiting just beyond what can currently be seen. The night breeze stirs the flowers. Their silvery petals sway gently. Beyond the garden wall, another path winds away into the forest. This one is narrower still. Moss-covered stones disappear beneath arching mushroom roots. A faint silver glow drifts between the trees beyond. Boo rises to his feet. The tea house settles behind him. Its warm windows continue glowing softly in the darkness. Ahead, the narrow path slips deeper into the forest. And somewhere beyond those ancient roots, another quiet wonder waits to be discovered. Boo follows the narrow path beneath the arching mushroom roots. The silver glow ahead grows gradually brighter, not bright enough to illuminate the entire forest, just enough to guide the way. The roots twist overhead, like the beams of an ancient cathedral. Some are wider than fallen tree trunks. Others curl gracefully across the ground, creating natural arches and winding passageways. Tiny lights drift between them, glowing spores, fireflies, perhaps a mixture of both. The farther Boo walks, the more the forest seems to gather around him. The village fades into the distance. The tea house disappears behind moss-covered bends. Soon, there is only the path, the roots, the glow. Then, nestled within the base of an enormous mushroom stem, Boo discovers a round wooden door. Unlike the mysterious door hidden behind the dining room curtain, this one stands open. Warm golden light spills across the moss, inviting, welcoming. A small lantern hangs above the entrance. Its glass panels are etched with tiny stars. Beneath it hangs a wooden sign carved in the shape of an open book. Boo steps closer. Through the doorway, he can see shelves, hundreds of shelves. The little cat slips quietly inside. The library is circular. The curved walls follow the shape of the giant mushroom that shelters it. Bookshelves stretch from floor to ceiling. Their polished wood glows softly in the lantern light. Ladders rest against the taller shelves. Tiny rolling staircases wait beside them. Every surface seems shaped by years of loving care. The air smells faintly of paper, wood, and lavender. A scent as comforting as a warm blanket. Above, a round window is set into the ceiling. Moonlight pours through it like liquid silver. The light pools across reading tables and soft cushions arranged throughout the room. Everything is peaceful. Everything is asleep. Several books rest open where readers have left them. One lies beside a steaming teacup that is long since cooled. Another sits atop a stack of folded blankets. A pair of tiny spectacles rests nearby. Their owner has clearly gone home for the night, yet their place remains waiting, as though the story itself has paused until morning. Boo wanders slowly between the shelves. The books come in every size imaginable. Some are no larger than leaves. Others are thick enough to require both paws to move. Their bindings shimmer in shades of emerald, sapphire, ruby, and gold. Some appear woven from cloth, others from leather so soft it resembles velvet. A few seem to glow faintly from within, as though moonlight has somehow become trapped inside their pages. The titles are written in elegant lettering. Though Boo cannot read them, he senses that each one contains its own journey, its own adventure, its own world waiting quietly inside. The library feels wonderfully endless, not because it is large, because every shelf leads to another. Every row reveals another beyond it. Every discovery opens the way to something new. A winding path through the forest, a hidden tea house, a glowing village, a story tucked inside a book. The possibilities seem to stretch far beyond what can be seen from any single place. Boo pauses beside a low reading nook built into the curve of the wall. A tiny lantern glows beside a cushioned chair. A knitted blanket has been folded neatly and set across the seat. The blanket is covered with embroidered stars. Silver thread catches the light whenever the lantern flickers. Someone will return to this chair tomorrow. Someone will continue the story waiting beside it. The thought fills the room with a peculiar sort of comfort. Not every chapter needs to be finished at once. Not every door opens immediately. Some stories simply wait until the moment arrives to continue them. Boo sits quietly for a time, listening. The library has its own sounds. The faint crackle of lantern flame, the soft settling of wooden shelves, the distant whisper of leaves brushing against the mushroom cap above. Nothing more, nothing needed. After a while, Boo rises and pads toward another door at the far side of the library. The opening is framed by crystal lanterns hanging from silver chains. Beyond it, the silver glow he noticed earlier shines more brightly than before. The path continues downward, beneath the roots, into a quieter part of the forest. And curious as ever, Boo follows. The library gradually fades behind him. Ahead, the silver glow continues beneath the giant mushroom roots. The path slopes gently downward. Moss-covered stones wind between roots so enormous they resemble the foundations of a hidden world. Some arch high overhead, others disappear deeper into the earth. Their surfaces shimmer faintly with silver moss and tiny crystals, no larger than grains of sugar. The farther Boo walks, the quieter the forest becomes. Even the drifting spores seem fewer here. The air feels cool and still, not empty, peaceful, like a place that has learned the value of silence. The silver glow grows brighter with every step. Soon, Boo notices that it's not coming from lanterns at all, nor from mushrooms, nor from the moonlight. It's coming from the earth itself. The path curves around one final route, and the grotto reveals itself. Boo stops. Before him stretches a vast underground chamber nestled among the ancient roots of the forest. Crystal formations rise from the floor like frozen fountains. Others hang from the ceiling in long, sparkling curtains. Some are clear as water, while others glow softly with shades of lavender, sapphire, emerald, and silver. The crystals illuminate the cavern from within, not brightly, only enough to fill the darkness with gentle color. The entire grotto seems to breathe with light, softly brightening, softly dimming, like an inhale in, an exhale out, like moonlight reflected on a sleeping lake. Boo steps forward. His paws make almost no sound upon the smooth stone floor. Tiny reflections dance across the crystals as he passes. Each movement sends ripples of color drifting across the chamber walls. The roots of the giant mushrooms weave throughout the grotto. Some descend from above like ancient pillars. Others twist gracefully through the crystals before disappearing back into the earth. It's impossible to tell where the forest ends and the grotto begins. The two have grown together for so long that they've become part of one another. Nearby, the small pool rests beneath a curtain of crystal. Its surface is perfectly still. The glowing formations above reflect in the water so clearly that the pool seems impossibly deep. Boo peers into it. Lavender light, silver light, emerald light, all drifting together beneath the surface. A single droplet falls from the one crystal overhead. The water ripples gently. The reflections expand outward in slow circles, then gradually settle once more. Boo watches until the pool becomes still again. There's something calming about places like this. Nothing rushes. Nothing forces itself forward. The crystals grow slowly. The roots deepen quietly. The water shapes stone, one drop at a time. Some changes happen so gently, they're almost impossible to see while they're happening. Yet over time, they create entire worlds. The little cat continues through the grotto. Here and there he discovers crystal arches formed by countless years of growth. Narrow passageways reveal hidden chambers glowing with different colors. One glows pale blue, another shimmers with warm violet light. A third sparkles with thousands of tiny crystal points that resemble stars scattered across a midnight sky. Each chamber feels like a discovery, a place that couldn't be seen from the last turn in the path. A quiet reminder that there's often more ahead than we realize. More beauty, more possibility, more waiting just beyond the next bend. Eventually, the path begins to rise again. The crystals grow fewer. The roots spread farther apart. And somewhere ahead, Boo notices something new. A faint silver blue glow unlike the light of the grotto. Gentler, softer, almost floral. The air carries a delicate fragrance, sweet, fresh, moonflowers. The path curves upward toward it, leaving the crystal grotto behind, and leading toward another hidden corner of the enchanted forest that has been quietly waiting all along. The path rises gently. With every step, the silver blue glow grows brighter. The fragrance of moonflowers drifts through the air, delicate, as though the night itself has gathered a bouquet and left it somewhere nearby. The roots overhead gradually spread apart. The stone beneath Boo's paws softens once more into moss. The cool stillness of the grotto gives way to the quiet breathing of the forest above. And then the path emerges into a meadow. Boo pauses. Before him stretches a sea of moonflowers. Thousands upon thousands of pale blossoms sway gently beneath the night sky. Their petals glow with soft silver light, not bright enough to illuminate the meadow completely, just enough to transform it. flowers seem to gather pieces of moonlight and hold them close. A silver blue mist drifts low among their stems. Fireflies float lazily above the blossoms. Their lantern-like glow rises and falls with no apparent destination. Some drift in pairs, others wander alone, all of them moving with the unhurried rhythm of the sleeping forest. The meadow stretches farther than Boo can immediately see. Gentle hills roll beneath the flowers. Here and there, clusters of glowing mushrooms rise among the blossoms like tiny islands in a silver sea. A narrow path winds through them. Not a cobblestone path, not a forest trail. Simply a soft passage where the flowers part naturally, as though countless quiet journeys have passed this way before. Boo follows it. The moonflowers brush gently against his fur. Their petals are cool and silky. Occasionally, a blossom releases a few glowing seeds into the air. They drift upward and disappear among the fireflies. The entire meadow feels suspended between waking and dreaming, a place where time moves differently, slower, softer. Ahead, the gentle sound of water reaches Boo's ear. A faint ripple, a delicate splash. The path curves over a small rise, and beyond it rests a pond. Its surface mirrors the sky so perfectly that it seems less like water and more like a piece of the heavens laid carefully upon the earth. Stars shimmer across its surface. Moonflowers reflect along its edges. Fireflies drift through both worlds at once, the one above and the one below. Boo approaches the shoreline. Smooth stones circle the pond. Patches of silver moss grow between them. Several glowing mushrooms lean toward the water, the reflections stretching deep into the mirror darkness. The pond is astonishingly still. Only the occasional touch of a firefly or drifting petal creates the faintest ripple. Boo gazes into the water. For a moment, the reflection appears endless. Stars beneath, stars above. Moonflowers beneath moonflowers. A sky that seems to continue forever. The little cat sits quietly at the water's edge. His tail wraps around his paws as purrs vibrate the night. The meadow sways gently behind him. The pond rests peacefully before him. And somewhere beyond the opposite shore, more of the enchanted forest waits, not demanding to be explored, not calling for attention, simply existing, ready whenever the moment arrives. The path continues around the edge of the pond, partially hidden by moonflowers, easy to overlook from a distance. Yet once noticed, it seems impossible to miss. Boo watches it for a moment. The winding trail disappears among silver blossoms and glowing grass, leading somewhere new, somewhere unseen. The forest has been full of such paths, quiet paths, unexpected paths, paths that only become visible after reaching the place before them. The fireflies drift lazily overhead. The moonflowers continue their gentle dance beneath the stars. And after a few peaceful moments beside the pond, Boo rises once more, then follows the hidden path into the silver meadow beyond. Moonflowers sway softly behind Boo as he follows this winding trail. The fireflies gradually become fewer. The grasses grow taller, and the forest grows quieter still. Ahead, clusters of glowing mushrooms begin to appear once more. Their broad caps rise above the flowers like colorful umbrellas left beneath the stars. The path curves between them, then opens, revealing a garden wall with a wooden door beckoning travelers forward. Boo slows, reaches the door latch, and gently opens the door. The garden feels different from the others he has seen. Not carefully arranged, not perfectly planned. The flowers seem to have chosen where they wish to grow. Moonflowers mingle with lavender blossoms. Silver moss spreads between winding stone pathways. Tiny lantern flowers glow among the leaves, their petals opening like little stars. Everything feels peaceful, unhurried, as though the garden has been growing exactly as it wishes for a very long time. A narrow stream wanders through the center. Small moss-covered bridges cross the water at unexpected places. Their reflections shimmer gently beneath the lantern flowers. Boo crosses one of the bridges. The moss beneath his paws is softer than velvet. On the far side, a winding path disappears beneath an archway of flowering vines. The arch is so covered in blossoms that it almost blends into the garden itself. Easy to pass without noticing, yet once seen, impossible to miss it. Boo steps beneath the arch. The flowers brush softly against his fur. Beyond it, the garden opens once more. And there, resting at the very edge of the enchanted forest, stands a cottage. Its windows glow with warm golden light, A thin ribbon of smoke rises from a stone chimney. The cottage is small, simple, perfectly at home among the flowers and glowing mushrooms surrounding it. Moonflower vines climb the walls. A lantern hangs beside the front door. Its gentle light spills across a curved stone pathway leading to a tiny porch. Boo approaches slowly. The cottage seems neither hidden nor obvious, merely waiting, as though it's always been there, patiently existing at the end of a path few travelers happen to follow. Through the nearest window, Boo can see a cozy room beyond. A fire burns softly within a stone hearth. A comfortable chair rests beside it. A folded blanket lies across the back. Books sit upon a nearby table. A teacup waits beside them. Everything feels warm, welcoming, restful. Not because someone is inviting him inside, because the cottage itself seems to understand the value of comfort, the value of quiet places, the value of simply being. Boo sits beneath the window for a time. The warmth from within reaches him even here. The flowers sway gently around the cottage. The lantern glows steadily. The fire crackles softly beyond the glass. Some places appear exactly when they are needed, not because they suddenly come into existence, because the path has finally reached them. Boo gazes toward the winding trail behind him, the meadow, the pond, the grotto, the library, the tea house, the bakery, the village, the forest. Each one had seemed complete while he was there, yet each had quietly led to another. Another bend, another doorway, another possibility. The night breeze stirs the flowers. They shimmer beneath the stars. Beyond the cottage, the forest continues. More paths undoubtedly wait somewhere in the darkness. More gardens, more hidden corners, more discoveries. The world is often far larger than it first appears. And sometimes the most beautiful places cannot be seen from where the journey begins. Boo blinks slowly. The lantern glows. The flowers sway. The cottage waits peacefully beneath the stars. And for a little while, nothing at all needs to happen. But after a time, Boo rises from his place beneath the cottage window. The garden remains peaceful, Moonflowers sway softly beneath the stars. The lantern beside the cottage door glows with the same steady warmth. Nothing has changed, and somehow that feels comforting. The little cat stretches slowly, one paw, then the other. Its back arches gently, its whiskers twitch. The night air carries the fragrance of flowers, moss, and distant forest rain. A familiar scent now, the scent of this hidden world. Boo wanders quietly around the side of the cottage. A narrow path of smooth stones winds through the garden. The lantern light gradually fades behind him, not disappearing, simply becoming part of the background glow of the forest. Tiny lantern flowers nod gently in the breeze. Soon he reaches the edge of the garden. There, resting among cushions of moss, stands an enormous mushroom. Its broad cap stretches overhead like a sheltering roof. The edges glow softly with shades of sapphire and violet. Silver light drifts through its delicate gills. The mushroom feels ancient, enduring, as though it has spent countless nights watching over this forest. Boo steps beneath it. The space beneath the cap is surprisingly warm. Soft moss blankets the ground. Moonflower petals have gathered here and there in small drifts. The air is still, protected, peaceful, a place made for resting. The little cat circles once through the moss, then a second time, as cats often do when they've discovered a place worthy of sleep. Finally, he settles, paws tucked neatly beneath him. His tail curls comfortably along his side, mimicking the loaves he saw earlier at the bakery. Above him, the giant mushroom glows softly against the night sky. Beyond its sheltering edges, fireflies drift through the darkness. The lights move slowly, unhurried, like tiny stars wandering through the forest. The moonflowers continue their gentle dance. The cottage lantern glows faintly in the distance. The forest rests all around him. For a while, Boo simply watches. The way he watched the mysterious door behind the dining room curtain. The way he watched the glowing stream. The drifting spores. The crystal pools. The moonlit pond. So many discoveries. So many unexpected turns. And yet each one had led naturally to the next. One path becoming another. One doorway opening onto something new. One quiet wonder revealing another beyond it. The enchanted forest stretches far beyond what Boo has explored tonight. More trails wind beneath the mushrooms. More gardens bloom beneath the stars. More cottages glow softly in distant corners. More stories wait among the roots and lanterns and moonflowers. But they don't need to be discovered tonight. They're simply there, waiting, patient, like stars hidden beyond clouds, like flowers sleeping beneath winter's soil, like paths not yet traveled, like doors not yet opened. The forest understands something that many places forget. There's no need to see everything at once. No need to hurry toward every horizon. No need to follow every path in a single night. Some wonders are meant for later. Some doors open tomorrow. Some possibilities reveal themselves only after time has passed. And that's perfectly enough. Boo's eyes grow heavier. The fireflies become soft blurs of gold and silver. The glowing mushrooms fade into gentle colors. The sounds of the forest grow distant. The breeze moves quietly through the moonflowers. The giant mushroom shelter stands watch overhead. Safe, steady, still. Boo closes his eyes. The forest continues breathing around him. The hidden paths wait patiently beneath the stars. And somewhere beyond the sleeping house, beyond the curtain, beyond the little wooden door, the enchanted mushroom forest remains exactly as it has always been, quietly waiting, ready for the next discovery, whenever the time is right. And beneath the glowing mushroom cap wrapped in moss, moonlight, and the gentle hush of the forest, Boo drifts peacefully into sleep. I wish you well, my friends. I wish you peace. And I'm glad you're here.